Okay. Let's 2, 3, go pull. 1, 2, 3, go pull. Go pull.
Hey everyone, it's Lissette here. So y'all already know what time it is. It is time for you to find out what am I having, a boy or a girl. And of course, y'all already know how to do a nail design for it. I did this set in the last video. These were the nails that I wore for the gender reveal. And as you can see, this ring nail is already popping off, but that was my fault because I am picking at it and I am purposely trying to take it off. I want to do something special with this nail design, but I want to keep the whole set on. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing a door gender reveal. And if you've seen my videos, I've done this in the past where I put a nail on top of another nail with a door hinge and a reveal another image underneath. So that's what we're gonna do in this video. So as you can see, this is how the nails are looking. And just to help remove the physical nail, I'm gonna go in with some cuticle oil. I got this one from Good Girls Press, and I'm just gonna place that right underneath that lifting area. Now I did not apply what do you call that, like peel off base coat, so these are on my nails, you guys. They are stuck on, and I didn't think of doing this type of design till after I've already like did my nails. So yeah, we are going to rip these off, and please do not do this if like I hurt myself so bad ripping this nail off. So don't do what I do and like, I don't know. I should have thought about this design before even doing this physical set on myself in the first place. It took me like a good 15-20 minutes just to get this freaking nail off. I kept applying cuticle oil. I even lost a stone on this nail. So yeah, you guys, just be very careful when you are trying to take your nails off this way. Again, I do not recommend it, but I definitely damaged my nail doing this. But again, yeah, it was for the good of the cause. Like, I had a mission and I got it done. After finally getting it off, my nail was so sore, you guys. This is what the inside is looking like, and then this is my poor nail. Oh, it was like throbbing at this point. So I should just wait like a few minutes before doing anything. Look at how sensitive and thin this was looking. Oh, it hurt so bad. Yeah, I did it to myself. Even like the top layer of the nail was like coming off, but I had to push on and suck it up. So I am going to save the nail and the gem because I am going to glue that back on, and we're going to go ahead and just come back to that nail later. So really quick, I'm just going to go ahead and just clean that nail off, removing any kind of oil. And then I am going to go in with a 180 drill bit, a sanding band, and I'm going to go over the surface. I am doing this so lightly because my nail felt so sore and tender. And for this video, we're only focusing on this one nail. All of the nails are going to be the same. It's just this one ring nail is going to hold the gender of my baby. Every time I think about it, I laugh. But yeah, so we're just trying to scuff up over the surface a little bit, trying to remove any kind of oils. I do wipe in between every now and then just to make sure all of the cuticle oil is removed. I did go ahead, shorten it a little bit because I didn't want any kind of length. It was damaged in the bottom anyway. But from there, I am going to go in with my nail dehydrator. I'm going to dehydrate the nail plate, and then I'm going to go in with a thin layer of a rubber base coat. This is just to protect my nail because my nail is so freaking thin at this point. I just felt like I needed an extra layer of support, so I just add a thin layer of that, and then I cured that for a full 60. And yes, it did burn. It burned like hell, so I was taking my time, like putting my hand in and out as I was curing it. Now for this door nail, I wanted to do something different. Instead of the normal one nail on top of the other like I normally do, or every other person I've seen done, I want to do 2 nails on top of it. So it's literally going to be 3 nails technically on one finger. So in order to do that, I did decide to go in with like some tweezers and try to push up that middle door hinge. I needed to add an extra layer to this door hinge. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but you'll see. I ended up taking some small little like the clippers and like pulling that little hinge out so I could add something else in the middle, and it was surprisingly kind of easy to just pull straight out, so I just did that really fast. I needed a metal string and I didn't have any, so I ended up finding this in my kids' room. This is like pipe cleaner. I don't know, they use it for projects. But I took this apart and all I had to do was just twist it so I would be able to remove the yellow piece, the yellow fuzz. But once I had a good amount like unwoven, I was able to just clip that, like one of the straighter parts, because we're going to use that to add a extra layer to that door hinge. And honestly, I haven't seen anybody do this, so I was kind of winging it and hoping it would work. It does work, but it could be better. I just guided that little piece of metal wire in between the two, and then that's what's holding the door, and then I'll be able to use that extra metal piece onto my nail. I hope I'm making sense. But I needed 3 layers. One layer is gonna go on the bottom base and the other 2 nails is gonna glue to the physical door hinge. So you'll see the whole process later, but again, just imagine 3 nails on 1 finger. Once I was satisfied with that, I just put that to the side for later use. We're gonna go in with the small stiletto nail tips. These are on my website. I'm just gonna measure out my size, and then you guys already know I'm gonna glue these down with my rubber base coat. Just apply a thin layer all over the surface of my nail, and then hold the nail in place and cure that for 5 to 10 seconds, and then do a full cure for 60 seconds in my full-size nail lamp. I'm gonna tell you something right now. My nail was throbbing. I'm just saying that right now. I did go in with a nail file and just slightly file these sidewalls really quick, making sure they're blended into my natural nail plate. And then I went back in with my rubber base coat, applied that from the top of the nail all the way down to the tip, and then I cure that for a full 60. I did want to make sure the top nail was going to cover that bottom layer. So this is me just measuring it, making sure it fit. It looks amazing here, but you're going to see the more like product you add to the layer, the nails, the thicker the nail is going to be. And it's just harder to make that door properly close. So yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about later, but I'm planning on gluing that door hinge to that bottom part, and this is me just testing out to make sure it looks good. But again, I'm just taking that nail file, rounding that tip, and then I needed a second nail to put in the center part. Again, it'll make sense once I start adding the nails together. Now, I took out this one. This is by McCart. I was not happy with how arched it was and how long it was. I didn't want to spend extra time trying to shape it. So yeah, I ended up not going with this. I did try to look at the not polished one. Again, with the not polished one, the flatness of it was perfect, but it was too short. I wanted to find a nail that was exactly to the one that I already had on. So what I decided to do is, back in the day, I was thinking about coming out with my own tips. So I still have some samples that I used, I did look at just to see if I had something similar to the length that I had on. And luckily, out of those samples, I did find something. So yay. But once I took out my size, I just made sure that it fit properly and it wasn't too long and it wouldn't be poking out too much from the other nail. I did want to add something before gluing this nail down. So this color is called Golden Crown. This is by Nail Reserve. I do have a promo code with them, and I'm going to add 2 coats of this. And this is a really pretty neutral color. It's like a nudie peachy color, and it has like these really pretty sparkles in it. So again, I just did 2 coats of this and I cured it in between each layer for 60 seconds. I could have just went in with 1 layer, but I don't know. I did 2 layers, and I need to remember, since these are door nail hinges or door, whatever you want to call them, door nails, you need to add thin layers in order for it to close properly. So it doesn't close exactly, but it closes enough. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to see. As that was curing, I went in and took out some alcohol, and I just put it in a little jar because I wanted to go in and use some marble inks. These marble inks are by Dime Nails. This is number 1 and number 4, which is like, the number 1 is more of like a red pink color, and then number 4 is a pretty blue. So I just decided to pull both of these out. I didn't have like a pinky color by her, so this is what I had, and I had to use what I had, you know. So I just started adding some of those marbles onto the nail. I had no idea what I was using. I did use her brush. And yeah, I haven't did marble ink in so long, but that's why I went in with the matte. Somebody said that it works better with matte top coat. So yeah, but this is me just trying to move it around and trying to make it look like something. And it did kind of start to turn a little bit purpley, but I was not mad at it. I mean, I think a lot more practice. I definitely need a lot of practice with doing this. So I did the best I could, okay? To add a little something to these nails, I decided to go, well, this one nail, I decided to go in with this pink and blue butterfly. The theme of the actual gender reveal, I had like this cake and it had blue and pink butterflies on it. Don't even ask what happened to the cupcakes because my hubby smashed them. Yeah. I already know. I ended up taking out, this one is by Mia Secret, and it is like a Malar flakes. I used this in the last video. This is number 22. It has some pink and blue in it, so that's specifically why I added that. But I just went in at a really thin layer of Bling It No Wipe rhinestone gel, super thin coat on top. And then I just started adding some of those Mylar flakes, and then one pink and one blue. I keep trying to call it a flower. It's not a flower, it's a butterfly. I'm trying to stay with the theme, the butterfly. So I added one of each color on it, and I did leave the middle empty because we're going to write boy or girl in the center. Once that was cured, I went back in with some matte top coat because, like I said, we're going to go in and do some writing on these nails. And as this layer was curing, I did take the original nail that I had on and removed the inside part as much as I could without filing too much. One, I wanted to make these nails thinner, but also I was just trying to clean it up and make sure it was smooth on the inside. So this is me with a 180 sanding band, just trying to remove that inside and thin it out. I ended up taking out this gel liner. This is by Nail Reserve and it's called Snow Drop. I almost forgot the name. And I got this not too long ago, super recent, but I started trying to do the letters with this. This was hard because I still drink coffee. I know I'm not supposed to, I'm preggo, but I need some coffee in my life, okay? I am better at not drinking every day, but yeah, today was a day that I decided to drink coffee, and I knew I wanted to do some handwritten letters, so yay me for thinking ahead. Not really, but anyway, this is me struggling. I did this probably 2 or 3 times. I did have to fix it off camera, just to let y'all know, because my head was like in the way. And if you see my head, I apologize, but I tried my best to write boy or girl on these nails. And then once I was somewhat satisfied with it, I did just cure that in place. It took me a good 10 to 15 minutes just to get these letters down, way longer than I anticipated. But yeah, it is what it is. I went in with some shiny no wipe top coat and just to cover the surface. And also, you know, the butterflies. Again, I felt like I added so many layers to this nail and it ended up becoming really bulky. So don't do what I did if you are trying to add 2 nails on top of one, because it ain't it. It is time to add the door hinge, you guys. Ooh, I was so excited about this part because I was hoping my little MacGyver move works. So I took out my Bling It No Wipe rhinestone gel, and I don't know why, I usually like to glue these door hinges on with some rubber base gel, and you are gonna see I do end up using rubber base instead of this door hinge when it came to the other nails. For some reason, it just glues on better. I don't know why, but I ended up gluing on the metal piece that I added first to that bottom base with the Bling It No Wipe rhinestone gel. I held it in place and then I cured that for a full 60 seconds. You guys, it works so good. Look at it, open and close. Oh, I was so happy with this nail. Now I'm going to hold off on doing that bottom nail because I don't want y'all to see the actual reveal, but y'all gonna see what I'm gonna do. I ended up taking some plastic wrap and just adding that to the nail and then opening the door hinge because I wanted to glue on the second and top layer nail, and I didn't want to glue it shut. So adding this protective layer of plastic in between just helps make sure that it's not going to get stuck to the wrong nail, if that makes sense. I am so out of focus. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I added some rubber base coat to that second door hinge. I hope I'm making sense. I added rubber base to that middle door piece, and then I cured that boy or girl nail to that door hinge. I feel like I'm talking like gibberish. Am I having like baby brain right now? I don't know what's happening. Let me know if I'm making sense, but y'all see what I'm doing. You can see it, right? So I flash cure that. I made sure it wasn't stuck to the other nail as I was gluing it down because I did have that protective layer. And again, this took me a little while because I did have to flip my nail upside down and make sure that it was getting cured, but it ended up working. You'll see it works. I did add more base gel on the inside just to make sure it was fully secured. And again, I did another cure for a full 60. I did the same process to the next nail. I added that little plastic wrap in between, added some of that rubber base gel, and then I added that other nail on top. And this nail was so small compared to the other ones. Like, again, it was just the thickness of all of the gel and the layers that I added. It made it really thick. So I need to remember to do thin layers and not make it so thick so it'll be able to fit properly. But anyway, I ended up gluing that down. Again, this one nail, you guys, took like a good hour and a half just to get it down pat. Like, this was the longest I've ever done one nail. Oh my God, I feel like I sound so angry. Ugh. After a whole half hour, this is what we got. One. Look at it. Two. Ew. It looked a little bit of a hot mess. It is loose, but that's okay. We're gonna fix everything, so don't worry. To cover the inside of the top nail, I'm going in with my shiny no wipe top coat. I add a very thin layer to that inside nail, and then I add a whole bunch of Mylar flakes just to cover it. I had no idea what to put in this side, but I did want to make this inside look a little bit better. So that's what I ended up doing. I cured that in place, and then I added another layer of shiny top coat just to make sure that Mylar wasn't like flying all over the place and kind of like locking it in. And once I did that, I forgot I needed to add a stone, so I just added my missing stone really fast, and that was like the blue tiny one, so I just glued that on real quick. For the bottom nail, I decided to go in with golden crown, and I did one layer of this super thin because I'm trying to remember not to do something thick. But again, added this and I cured for a full 60. And this is where you guys are about to turn black and white. I went in with one of these colors, the blue or pink. I decided to take out some butterflies. I'm not gonna tell you the color, but just know this is either blue or pink butterflies. And yeah, I went in with my color of choice and I started dabbing this all over. I know it looks really weird, but I really didn't want to give it away of what color it was, and I did want you guys to still see the whole process. So yeah, I'm just adding that marble. I'm gonna move it around with some of the alcohol and just make it look somewhat decent. On top of that, I went in with my Bling It No Wipe Rhinestone Gel, added a thin layer of that, and then I went in with some butterflies, and then I found this cute little colored bear. I'm not gonna tell you the color. I was about to slip up right there. It is a specific color bear. I ended up adding that as well. I did move it around to leave a space in the middle because right in the middle we're going to write whether it's a boy or a girl. So I just moved that bear down, and then once I was happy with that, I did cure that in place. On the inside of this specific nail, I actually totally forgot about it. I did decide to go back in with that gel liner and just write it's a with a question mark. Again, I think I thought about this less because I ended up getting it in one shot, which is surprising because of the angle, and I thought this would have been harder, but it wasn't. It was super easy to just write it real fast. And yeah, I think I just wanted to get these over with because again, this took me like an hour and a half just to do this one nail, and I was hungry. I was hungry and I wanted to stop to get a snack, but I didn't want to stop because I wanted to finish this one nail. So yeah, I don't know, my mind did a switch and I was like, screw it, I'm gonna just write this real fast. It is what it is. I'm gonna cure that in place. Before showing you what the baby is, meaning me writing it out, I did add some matte top coat to this nail, but I also added shiny top coat to the it's a question mark nail on the inside of that, and then I did do a full cure for 60 seconds. Now this is what the nail is looking like before I add the gender in the center. Let me know if you guys think it's a boy or a girl, and without further ado, let's find out what this baby is.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Pull.
Well, whoever said girl, y'all was wrong. Baby number 3 is a boy, and yeah, you could tell I was going through my emotions. Y'all already know how I felt about wanting a girl. I was completely in shock. I didn't know what I was feeling at the moment, just like shocked. Another boy, can you believe it? Lordy, these boys are gonna protect me, that's all I know. But honestly, at the end of the day, as long as the baby is healthy, that is all that matters. And I am just blessed to even be having another baby in general. I thought the twins, like I was done after the twins, but God had other plans in store for me. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this nail design, this gender reveal nail design. Something different, something fun and unique. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I want to thank every single one of you for all of your support. Without you guys, I wouldn't honestly be able to support my family. Like, y'all is the bomb. Again, like, share, comment, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Love ya.